Big crowd, much bigger than for the barn burner, the first fight.
Any punch thrown in this area is considered a clean punch. Any punch thrown in this area is a clean punch. Now, gentlemen, we went over the rules in the dressing room. I want you to protect yourself at all times, keep the fight clean at all times, and what I say you must obey. Good luck, Bruno Swaita. Touch gloves.
You got a mouthpiece?
Big appointment again for Kenny Bayless, who's overcome serious illness this year to get the big job of De La Hoya v. Hopkins, and now this one as well. He's clearly very much the man in form as far as the Nevada State Athletic Commission are concerned. Near sellout here in an arena which holds 17,000, the MGM Grand, the big blue building in Las Vegas. The angular features of 28-year-old Erik Morales, 2 years younger than Marco Antonio Barrera. What happens this time? The score so far is 1-1 between them. And somewhere watching at ringside is Scotland's WBO featherweight champion Scott Harrison, who'd like to meet the winner with his manager Frank Maloney. How will they approach this one? Will it be technical like the second fight, or will it be a tear-up like the first? I think we know which one we hope for, don't we, Jim?
Yeah, it'll be busy, come up with something better than their first meeting, but I think it'll be fairly close to that. Barrera, we thought maybe he would be the cagey one, but he's first to try to inflict some damage here.
Morales said at the final press conference, I invite Barrera to fight head-to-head with me, toe-to-toe, fight like a Mexican. It might have been a little psychological ploy to try to lure Barrera not to be a little more reserved and cautious as he was in the second fight. Tactics that worked for him, it must be said, with the judges' scorecards.
Barrera glanced to the referee there. I wonder if he felt that one was low. It didn't look low from here.
Watch your head, watch your head.
Still question marks about Barrera after the way he fell apart against Manny Pacquiao. Surprise defeat when he was floored twice in the contest. He's come back from that with a win over Paulie Ayala, but Ayala is a naturally lighter fighter. This is something different again. Morales at this weight, where he's now comfortable. Barrera in at 9 stone 4 for the first time.
And so far, the more solid shots, I think, coming from Morales. Barrera putting punches together well in the first minute or so, but the hurtful-looking shots, Morales.
Doubled up the jab well. Barrera, the man, of course, who scored that landmark win over Prince Nassim Hamad and basically ended his career. This is very promising the way this has started. Look at this from Barrera. Morales drops his gloves and looked a bit troubled for a moment there.
Yeah, again, Barrera putting them together better. Found his rhythm quickly.
A lot of people thought, looking at this way, Morales heavy favourite. But you look back at the first two fights, not only were the two fights close, but nearly every round was close. And this might be close again. Chance of Tijuana in favour of Morales, but Barrera has come on quite strong in the second half of this opening round.
Yep, he certainly put his punches together better. Morales trying to set himself for the stronger shots, but good combination punching from the challenger. Well, there's a feeling of quality right from the off. Two top-class pros who know what they're doing. Not really many mistakes made in the first round. Just having a good look at each other, although they must know each other well by now.
Morales, by the way, already a 3-weight world champion, and Barrera looking to become one here. The only other Mexican to hold that distinction is Julio Cesar Chavez, the Mexican legend himself. The black trunks left of your picture, Morales. Barrera representing Oscar De La Hoya's Golden Boy Promotions outfit. He's been using their gym up at Big Bear, full use of those excellent facilities. And I think he feels like he's got something to prove in here, you know, Barrera, tonight. A lot of people have been writing him off a little bit in his career after what happened against Pacquiao. And of course that happened before when he had those defeats with Junior Jones. I said, oh yeah, he's been found out, but how he came back from that, and I wonder if he's going to do it again.
Morales struggling to get close at the moment. Yep, he's going to have to do it the hard way, just raise the tempo, and that's what he's doing.
Good burst from Morales in there, did the better work.
Work out.
Lovely right hand from Barrera. Two quality operators. These two are going to go down in history. Whatever happens here tonight, believe that.
I think Morales must raise the tempo. Barrera is the far cuter of the two. All the clever moves, so you don't want him working at his own little pace. You can see the difference in this round when Morales raised the tempo.
He has got a reach advantage as well, Morales, which he's using behind the jab a little bit in this round. Barrera so dangerous with the left hook, and made his name, of course, with that shot to the body in particular. A former law student who gave it all up, not for music and a free electric band, but to the ring. Battle of the jabs a bit here in round two. Morales getting the better of things, for my money, in this session.
See the meteor shots are coming from Morales.
Watch your head,
It doesn't sound much, does it? Just a little 4-pound jump up from featherweight to super featherweight. We can make a lot of difference. That uppercut just rocking back the head of Morales there from Barrera, who suddenly comes on strong again. But then Morales comes back at him. It's terrific stuff again between these two. We might have something here, you know, Jim, again.
This is not going to be an easy fight to score as the previous two were. Toe-to-toe stuff, just pick who you like. For me, the quality punching come from Morales in the second round.
Great stuff, and an electric atmosphere here. But for what it's worth, I've given the first to Barrera and the second to Morales. One thing I wondered, Jim, going into this fight is after the first one, the second fight was shade disappointing, whether they'd be prepared to go and bare their souls again, whether they'd go back to that hurtful place of the first fight. I think they might, you know.
Yep, I think that's what they both have in mind here. That was a sickening uppercut, didn't land full force, but that's the kind of punch, if it lands late in the fight, could really knock the fight out of the other guy. You can just see it's caused some nose damage there. But I can see already 2 rounds down, and already if this fight goes the distance, there will probably be arguments again. Very difficult to split these guys.
Barrera's 64th professional fight tonight. By the way, a career that started as a professional when he was only 15. And he's now 30. That's half a lifetime as a professional boxer. His friend Johnny Tapier's name embroidered on the back of the shorts. The man he's beaten in the ring. Morales with his back to you. Great that these two world-class operators have chosen to mix it 3 times together. Morales looking to box at this point in the contest, but the fast left hook, and look at the combination, blurring combination of Barrera's hand speed's brilliant. The way he put them together in clusters there, and Morales couldn't cope there for a few seconds with that.
I think Barrera's punches are flowing better. Morales seems to be trying to set himself for the strong punches, whereas Barrera letting them flow. Combinations far better from Barrera.
Well, a lot of people wondered whether Barrera had kind of gone into his shell a bit and just chosen to be a bit of a smart boxer. After the first fight back in the year 2000, he kind of fooled Hamed, didn't he, with his tactics that night? But here he is, back to the Barrera of 4 years ago. The way he's going about the job here, he's having a good third round at the moment.
See, I think the problem for Morales, he is having to be stung into action. I think he wants to initiate, doesn't want to be on the counter. He seems to wait until he's caught with a couple of punches before he goes to work himself. He wants to initiate these attacks more.
It's amazing stuff, because first one man has the ascendancy, then the other. Barrera's electric with his combination so far tonight. He looks razor. Watch the use of the head, says referee Kenny Bayless. Of course, in the first two fights, the decisions were very controversial. A lot of people said, although 1-1's about right between them, the wrong guy got the decision in both of the previous ones. So what happens here now? Morales having a good finish to the round, a round in which he's been on the wrong end of most of the stuff that's been going on.
Yep, he's just left this a little bit too late. I think Barrera has found the rhythm a little bit earlier than Morales has. He's having to force the good spells he has in the fight.
Now, a lot of rounds difficult to score between these two. Not that one for me, that was Barrera.
I wonder if the nose damage is troubling with his breathing. That can be a problem, especially this early in the fight.
That uppercut did it, didn't it?
Yep, that was a sickening punch, as I said at the time. Just seemed to catch him the tip of the nose. The difference is Barrera's punches are flowing. Morales is having to force his work out a little bit, I think because he's setting himself for the heavier punches. But that really was a good round for Barrera.
Let's go.
Fourth round coming up. And here is that fourth. Morales with his back to you in the black trunks. Fighting for the world super featherweight title tonight. At 9 stone 4 pounds. But for rather more, really, to settle this big, long-running grudge series between the two Mexicans. And all that machismo on offer now.
See, Morales has always been a little bit more mechanical than Barrera. Barrera with more natural talent. But he's going to have to raise the pace. Barrera that little bit cuter. This pace will suit him.
Quicker hands, I fancy. Barrera, lovely right hand through the middle by Morales there, though. This is spellbinding, Jim.
Yeah, but it's the quality of what's going on. Even when they're having little spells looking at each other, you just know what's coming up.
Great thinkers as well, these two.
Both missing a little bit in that exchange. Good jab from Morales.
Step back clean. There you go.
Barrera had a big third. Morales doing his best to dig in and pull things round again in the fourth, and got him with a good left hook there. And I think that might have just troubled Barrera a bit. He covers up and just wants to buy a bit of time for a second. That was a good shot.
That is one of the differences so far. Morales' punches are troubling Barrera. A couple of times he's landed cleanly, and that one certainly troubled him. But these rounds are so close.
You just wonder, don't you, too, when all the battles will catch up with one of these guys. They seem to have a kind of indestructibility about them.
I think Morales has the ability to come back from a tough round better than Barrera has. So if he's asked to do that, I wonder if that will make the difference. Nobody dominating as yet, but Morales certainly throwing the more powerful shots.
Barrera not as accurate in this round, hitting the gloves a little bit more. And this has been a Morales round, and there's good punches again from him. And Barrera attempts to come back with a combination, it doesn't really land. Morales lifting it again. Here's another little swing at the seesaw in the fourth. You can't second guess this. Now, he's been in so many great battles. Off the top of my head, I can think of the first fight with Barrera, the Wayne McCulloch one, which was an excellent one, the Chi, the Carlos Hernandez fight here earlier this year, and a few more besides. Certainly a contender for pound #1, though I guess that's Bernard Hopkins at the moment. But Morales is right in the mix. So's Barrera too, by the way.
I'm just looking to see if they're working on both nostrils here. It just seems to be the one, which is a plus for Morales. So hopefully he's breathing properly.
Antonio left there with sushi in his favourite restaurant at the MGM. He once invited us for tea with him before the Hamed fight. Very pleasant guy as well, out of the ring, very intelligent, good thinker too. He might even go back to the law when boxing's finished. Who knows? He might not have to, man.
Sometimes you feel that Morales is trying to draw mistakes from Barrera, and he doesn't make too many.
No. Don't push him down. Here we go.
Is Morales that bit stronger at this weight? Will that be a factor as this drags on? I say drags, it's speeding by. The fight so entrancing and enthralling, is it?
Still a fair bit of thinking going on here. No
Still
one
good,
prepared.
though.
Oh yes, I mean it's quality, it's complete quality. But no one really prepared to commit himself totally.
Look at that speed from Barrera with the left hook. Morales trying to dominate it with the jab. Barrera wasn't having that. He got caught by an uppercut on the inside, then dropped his glove on the right hand as well. You mustn't give Morales too many chances like that.
I don't know if he was expecting the referee to break them up there. I don't know what that seemed like, a lapse in concentration from Barrera.
Oh, look at the right hand, the way he just feinted and then threw it in. You are watching two great fighters in action here. Both of them looking to think their way through this to get an edge.
It's becoming a little bit dangerous here. Yep, the referee's telling them that.
Bob Arum sitting in the background there, who's stepped down nominally as the president of Top Rank for the time being, though he's still going to be around the big fights. He's put on so many, of course, including this one. Good right hand there from Barrera, gets through twice with it. And again with the left hand, and a little nod back there from Morales, even though he much can't stand Barrera. He had to acknowledge that. It was a great finish to the round from Marco Antonio. Involved, of course, in that big controversy over his drawn scorecard in the first fight between Lennox Lewis and Evander Holyfield. So it's a big job for him tonight, alongside Jerry Roth and Paul Smith. Those are the men with big decisions to make.
See, in close rounds where it's almost impossible to split them up, the man who finishes stronger maybe just nudges the judges in that direction.
Watch your head.
Watch the use of the head, says the referee before they even start to work here in the 6th.
Well, Morales was calling Barrera to fight like a Mexican, stand your ground, but that's not the tactics he's adopted himself. He's pretty cagey as well in there.
Well, I think there's been a lot of bluff and counter bluff going on. Smoke screens, you always get that ahead of fights between two quality men. Barrera looks comfortable enough at the weight to me.
Yep, he's looking strong. He's really well balanced. He's always in a good position to come back with counters. Morales, for me, is the one who just has to force things that little bit.
I just wonder whether we're heading for another close scorecard and another controversy at the end of it. Hitting the gloves a little with those jabs, possibly Barrera. But the left hook got through and seemed to have an effect. Then two right hands too. Better accuracy from Marco Antonio Barrera.
Good uppercut from Barrera too. See, he's showing that little bit of imagination that Morales seems to lack. He's a little bit straightforward in his approach.
Barrera is pure, undiluted class when he puts those punches together. Quick too, and accurate, finding gaps. There's another one and another one, and he's just getting a little bit worked over here. Morales at the moment, and in a spot of bother. They're coming at him from all angles, and they're coming fast. But just when you feel somebody's taking control of the fight, it swings back the other way again, doesn't it?
But I've always felt that Barrera has found his rhythm earlier. His punches are flowing, whereas Morales is having to force things out a little bit. But that was beautiful work from Barrera there.
He's dominating this round, Barrera, no doubt about it. Quick combinations.
And that was a low one here, it was well low from Barrera. Referee spotted it well on the blind side. Morales' defence is letting him down here.
He's in a bit of trouble in this round. He's taken a lot. There's the bell. So much noise from an enthralled crowd, they couldn't hear it hardly. Halfway point, I think Barrera's winning this at the moment, you know, Jim.
Yeah, they have him 2 points up at the moment. 58, 56 I have it scored at the moment, but so many of the rounds have been so close.
But I think Barrera's had a couple of quite big ones, and that certainly, that last one was definitely one of them. If the weight's going to be a factor, the move up to 9 stone 4, could it start to kick in as a factor more in the later rounds, Jim?
Well, it could do if Morales' tactics were right and he was driving the pace, pressurising Barrera, but that's not the case. They're both just standing on the ground. I mean, look at the quality of the work here. Really, he has not imposed himself on Barrera, so I don't think the weight is going to be a factor. Barrera looks equally strong.
Barrera, who winds himself up in the gym, listening to one of his favourite tracks, Riders in the Storm. He always wanted to be a footballer when he was a kid. Admiring players like Hugo Sanchez and the goalkeeper Jorge Campas. But boxing it was. And boxing's been the beneficiary too. Now, can Morales claw his way back into things a little bit? I think he's got work to do in this second half of the fight.
And I think he's a little bit too cagey in his approach at the moment. He really wants to take this by the scruff of the neck and put this fellow under pressure. He's working too smoothly.
Has to break that rhythm. Just a bit marked up around the face as well, Morales. Try to get a closer look at that. Looked for the counter with the right hand, didn't quite get there flush, Morales. Oh, what a lovely counter with the right by Morales that time. Quick as a flash, wasn't it?
I really feel Morales has to raise the tempo. Barrera is the smoother of the two, so you would think he would want to take the initiative a bit more, start putting punches together instead of pot-shotting.
Quiet around so far, this 7th. Morales, good right hand, maybe doing a little bit more.
Yeah, he has the look of the one who's pressing, who's doing a little bit more, but it is a quiet round. But he should be raising the tempo.
Hitting the gloves, those. None of those combinations in this round from Barrera. We think Morales might be troubled still with his breathing, with the uppercut. He took painful blow to the nose early on in the fight. And Morales round this one, I fancy. Good right hand, cracking shot.
Well, these are the tactics. He has to raise the pace. Barrera is too good a technician to allow him to dictate the pace. This is far better from Morales.
Better movement from him too, not hanging around in front of Barrera, using his reach advantage and dominating that round. Another one which wasn't difficult to score, to be honest with you. That's Morales' round. Morales' record in World Championship fights, by the way, is 18 wins and only 1 defeat. The controversial one to Barrera in their 2nd fight. His manager Fernando Beltran says Morales was born in the gym, which is more or less true, because there was a gym above the family store in Tijuana. Eighth round. Black trunks, remember, Morales.
Still a lot of feinting. Oh, lovely work, just springing into action.
Great combinations from Morales, who's picked it up well after that bad round he had in the 6th. This is still up for grabs, no doubt about it. Very much so. He's just gone a bit quiet, Barrera, at this point.
Some of the Barrera punches are arm punches now, not turning the hips or the shoulders. Whereas Morales are good quality shots.
Another good right hand, fast from Morales, who shows his flair as well with those. Barrera is the one on the back foot at the moment. He's up the work rate, he's up the tempo. And he's just starting to show more of what he can do and looking a bit less stiff about things, Morales. He's now, at this point, he would be in control of things, I'd say, but not on the scorecards. He will be closing up on the cards.
Well, I still have Barrera 1 point up at the moment, but the way things are going here, Morales is going to level it on my card. His punching, the quality is far better than Barrera's.
This is getting a bit worrying for Barrera. It's quite a long period here of Morales generally looking the boss. And Barrera needs to get himself back working those quick silver combinations again. There he gets him with the right hand. Twice over Barrera. That's more like it from him. He clocked off for a while. You can't take your eyes off this one.
Yep, Morales just seeing the round out now. I think he feels he's got another one in the bank and quite happy with it. Just taking no chances now.
Yep, that was Morales, and not much doubt about it. And on both Jim Watt's card and mine, we have the fight level at this stage. Looks tired and fatigued there in the corner, but it's a ferocious pace that's being set in the fight. He accused the Americans this week of not really appreciating him and ruffled a few feathers. Barrera had to try and cover it all up a bit quickly, but wasn't the smartest thing to say.
No, it wasn't, but he may have a point. But I think in that round we saw the better quality punching coming from Morales.
Morales was thinking of even going for a fourth title at lightweight somewhere down the line, up at 9 stone 9. So is he outgrowing super featherweight too? He's a growing boy, you know. Black trunks Morales, who we think's won the last 2 rounds to claw this thing back level again. Is he going to swing one more time? Or maybe more than one. Pretty evenly split between Morales and Barrera devotees. A lot of people have flown in from Los Angeles, as they do every weekend, to Vegas, an hour-long flight.
Barrera not finding the range now. Punches falling short. Needs to step up a little bit closer. That's it now.
These two fighters are so evenly matched. We've seen it already in battles between them. I was surprised when Barrera said, when they announced this fight at the first press conference a few months ago, Barrera said Morales is the best fighter in Mexico, even about a guy he's supposed to hate.
Well, I know they don't like each other, but these are punches around the back of the head. They'll do a little warning. We don't want any points away.
Rabbit punch from Barrera, who memorably rammed Nassim Hamed's head into the ring post and said, "Who's your daddy now?" And I think it was the 11th round. Remember that? And he got penalised for that one. But by then he was so far in front it hardly mattered.
Yeah, I think he reckoned it was a point worth making and a point worth losing.
This is Barrera getting back into gear again. And he drives Morales back with the left hook against the ropes. You couldn't call the winner from here, could you?
Well, I can see it happening again for the 3rd time. Everyone's splitting up because no signs of a stoppage here, and every round so close. I think Barrera is shading this one, but you can argue about so many.
I think there have been a fair few that have been clear-cut as well, though. Good stuff from Barrera again there. Morales comes back with a stiff-looking jab, trying to refuse to be dominated. And they go at it towards the bell. They know instinctively when the round's coming to its end, and they both talk to each other. Remember, once Barrera hit Morales at a press conference, and Morales chased him around the room. The battle for supremacy goes on.
I'm giving you a hard warning. No problem. I'm going to go talk to him one more. I'm going to talk to him. Understand?
Kenny Bailey's reading the riot act to Barrera.
Well, I think the rabbit punches were a little bit blatant. I think he's fortunate not to have a point deducted, but we don't want that. We don't want any more arguments. See, both nostrils been worked on now.
been a handicap for Morales. So I think there might have been a break in there, and then he hit him with the right hand or the bell.
That one was after the bell.
Yeah, yeah. Not that we can hear the bell. That's got lost somewhere. Tenth round, getting late in the fight now, and still too close to call.
Well, still Morales not delivered what he was threatening to deliver. He wanted the macho, toe-to-toe, stand and fight like a Mexican, he said. But he's as cagey as Barrera is.
I just wonder whether this will become an all-out toe-to-toe slugfest, as they like to call it in America, in the last couple of rounds. At the moment, both of them trying to work their openings, but there's been so much quality action. I think this is a much, much better fight than the second one, though not quite as good as the first. It's still absolutely top draw.
Yeah, there's a feeling of quality in everything that they're doing. Maybe now and again a little bit more intensity would give us exactly what we were praying for. Just maybe more sustained action at times, but the quality you cannot deny.
Really punching at the moment, Morales there, just looking a bit worse for wear, isn't he? A bit of facial damage. Swollen around the eyes. I can't see a cut as such. Is he struggling, Morales? He's not doing much. Barrera, sensing that, closes in on him and rams home a left hook.
Well, I felt beforehand that Morales, with the extra weight, showing the better recent form, would be dominating things, really trying to control it, but he's never been able to do that.
Another fight of so many little twists and turns. Good punches, counter punches. Twists in fortune as well as this has gone on. No knockdowns yet. Morales was down in the last round of the first fight. Most people thought that was a slip and wrongly called a knockdown.
Well, for the second time I have Barrera 2 points up here. That was a lazy round from Morales.
What a great scene at the MGM, where they also have big rock concerts. Sting played here pretty recently.
Hay que ganar los últimos rounds. No, su puta madre, todo le permite el referee. No le deje la iniciativa a él,
Nash looks as if he's
no le deje la iniciativa a él,
Morales. Never tell me I've got to fight this bloke again. Barrera might be thinking the same, mind you.
Yeah, well, it is. I mean, it is a little bit cagey. We have to say, if the first fight had been this type of fight, I don't think we would be screaming for 3 matches. It's clever, it's quality, but it's nothing like as intense as their first fight. That will probably never be better.
I think that's the best fight we've ever shown on Sky Sports. That one, the first fight, just phenomenal. Here's the 11th round of this one. Two lovely jabs from Barrera at the start of the round and a hook as well. He does have that slight little hand speed advantage when he does put the combinations together. They're blurring. And the right hand looked meaty too, didn't it, from Barrera in that exchange at the end of it.
I mean, you get the feeling that Morales should just be declaring war now, using his strength and his power, but he's still trying to be cagey.
Two good jabs and a left hook back from Morales that time to re-establish his presence in the round. And a left hook again. Good burst here from Morales, who is the defending champion, remember, as things stand in this division. And here is the first fight revisited for a few moments here in the 11th of this one.
Well, Barrera was coming forward there, but I think he'd lost his way. He was coming off second best in that exchange. He was just forcing himself forward, coming through the onslaught. Good quality stuff now from Morales.
He's coming up with a big finish to the round. Mind you, he's still got half of it left.
I'm surprised Morales did not do this 2 or 3 rounds ago. Barrera is smooth, you got to take him out of that smoothness.
Just set a pace he doesn't like, in theory anyway. Look at these hooks from Barrera coming back this round. Here is one of the rounds of the fight, the 11th. And the 12th might be the same sort of thing, I reckon.
Well, on my card, Morales needs it. I have him 2 points behind at the moment. He's turning this one around so far, but Barrera coming back at him.
How have the judges got this, I wonder? The two of them going at it now, abandoning the technical stuff and going into the toe-to-toe trading of punches. And there's been enough of this kind of thing in the fight to make it always engrossing. And sometimes beyond that, here's Barrera with a big attack as well. This round has swung this way and that. Right hand, Barrera. Just absolutely wild at the end of the 11th, and again we couldn't hear the bell. I must admit, I found it hard to separate them in that session. Great round though, wasn't it?
That was a wonderful round. I saw it from Morales. I think over the 3 minutes he produced more good work. Barrera certainly come back strongly in the last half minute of the round, but over the piece. But I still have Barrera 1 point up.
And there are 3 minutes remaining in the decider, which has been brand named once and for all by the promoters, or will it be once and for all? Could it even be a draw with a 4th meeting? It's the last round of this one. How's it going to go? How have the judges got it? It might all depend on what happens here. And I think this is just going to be 3 minutes. Barrera in trouble here. Staggered for a moment and lost his balance. Thought he was going to go down. He didn't quite.
I think he just lost his balance, but Morales tried to catch him, maybe put him over while he was off balance. It didn't work, but it wouldn't have been a knockdown.
Good start for this round, though, by Morales. I think the draw was only about 20-1 with some bookmakers. Who can close the show here? Right hand, Barrera was a quality shot over the top. Morales just says, I fight for the people, for Mexico, trying to win the popular vote. Marked up around the eyes, Morales. He dropped his gloves and he was a bit lucky. Barrera didn't nail him with that left hook.
I think they're both really feeling the pace here. There's been a lot of tension in this fight before it and during it, which I think saps the energy.
Both of them giving it absolutely everything in pursuit of what would be a decisive advantage in this famous modern-day boxing trilogy. A trilogy which will go down in history alongside the Holyfield Bow fights and the Ward Gatti fights in the modern era.
Well, almost impossible to split them in the first 2 minutes of this round. Can somebody take over in the last?
Maybe Morales just a bit more accurate in this last round. Maybe. Last half a minute of a fight in which Erik Morales, by the way, has gone past 300 professional rounds. And here he nails Barrera again. Barrera looking a bit of trouble on these strips. I think Morales is going to snatch this final session. And it's very, very close, this. Maybe too close to call. You wouldn't argue either way, perhaps. Now Barrera comes back again. You can't believe this. It's incredible stuff between these two. What a finish! And what another storming fight they produced. Erik Morales and Marco Antonio Barrera. The crowd absolutely loved it. And so did I, by the way. They're both claiming the victory, of course.
Well, I have Morales hanging on to his title, but I have him doing it all square. I've scored this a draw. I've given the last round to Morales, which on my card is giving him a draw, 1-1-4 apiece. So on my card, he's still the champion, but still the issue not settled.
Well, I'm afraid to say, and I know the judges won't do this, I chickened out in the 11th. I just couldn't separate them and had an even round. So I've got it 6 rounds to 5 to Barrera with 1 even.
Well, I've scored the fight dead level, and I don't remember the last time I did that in a championship fight.
And Larry O'Connell, of course, who engraves jewellery in London when he's not refereeing. He's one of the top refs around in Britain. He's one of the men who will decide. And of course, it's a bit like that Holyfield Lewis thing revisited for him. I think the draw is a definite possibility here, you know. Let's see. It's taken a long time to collate the scorecards. Nervy moments. And everybody's saying, oh, how did you have it? Who do you think won it? Opinions will definitely vary here. And that could open the way for a 4th fight, by the way. But let's see who's won this first on this American Thanksgiving weekend. Whatever, I think they both covered themselves in glory. They both proved why we all rave about them, didn't they, I think, in that fight.
Yeah, well, for 12 rounds there was quality there. 2 fighters who knew the job from start to finish. It's a pity no one could dominate at any time. There was a couple of obvious rounds, but so many close rounds. So really, it's one of those fights, you score it as you see it. Pick for who you like at the end of every round.
And Barrera's got the family with him.
Here at the MGM Grand, we have seen 2 of the greatest fighters in the world complete 36 rounds, and this their 3rd and greatest effort. A round of applause for both Marco Antonio Barrera and Erik Morales. We go to the judges' scorecards. Paul Smith scores it 114 to 114 even. Jerry Roth and Larry O'Connell both score the bout 115. Pardon me, Larry O'Connell 115 to 114. Jerry Roth 115 to 113 for the winner by majority decision. And new
Barrera's got it. Barrera has got it. It was so close. 1 even card. Larry O'Connell by 1 point to Barrera. Jerry Roth by 2 points to Barrera. And Barrera wins the decider. He celebrates with Oscar De La Hoya, his Golden Boy Promotions promoter. Oh, what a win! What a win! And Morales beaten only for the second time in his career, and both times against the same man, the man in the opposite corner.
Well, I didn't manage to find a winner, but I'm delighted the judges have, and I cannot argue with it. Of the two, and over the piece, I would say Morales is the man who didn't do what he said he would do. Barrera did. So maybe on reflection, if someone has to get it, maybe the right man has got it. But thankfully the judges have come up with a winner. I couldn't do it.